Greetings, all you fellow watchers and amazing friends. This is the Vidra Network, where we always seek the Creator. Please take the time to click the little like button at the bottom, share this video with your friends, family, and of course your enemies. And if you do have any questions or comments, leave them below, or you can email us at thevidranetwork@gmail.com. Now, I want to talk about one of my all-time favorite comic book characters, and that is the Silver Surfer. Way back in the 1900s, specifically 1966, issue number 48 of the Fantastic Four came out. Now, this heralded the coming of the mean and terrible planet-eating Galactus, and of course premiered his herald, the Silver Surfer. Now, 2 years later, in August of 1968, the Silver Surfer gets his very own miniseries, which picks up where after the fact that he is stranded on Earth by Galactus for trying to save Earth against Galactus's wishes. Now, the Silver Surfer story is pretty amazing. He basically sacrifices himself to save his home planet of Zenn-La. And in doing so, he becomes the Herald of Galactus and is encased in this cosmic silver, given a surfboard to cruise around the universe to find planets suitable for Galactus to eat. Yeah, there's a lot going on there. But it's a really, really cool story. Of course, again, we find him with the Fantastic Four, and he decides that no, he's not going to do this anymore. He's going to save Earth, save one more planet, and in defying Galactus, get stranded on Earth. Now, in the summer of 1987, the Silver Surfer gets a new series, relaunched with the number 1, and we find the Fantastic Four again coming to the Silver Surfer's aid, and they help him leave planet Earth. And he goes on a myriad of adventures and has a wonderful time. In fact, he is instrumental and in the forefront of the Infinity War, which we saw played out in the Marvel Cinematic Universe with Infinity War and Endgame. Of course, unfortunately, those did not have my buddy the Silver Surfer in them, which is a tragedy. However, you can see a small glimpse of him in the Fantastic Four movie called Rise of the Silver Surfer. Not a great movie, but you get to see the Silver Surfer nonetheless. So, pretty cool. Now, in issue 48 of the second series of Silver Surfer, we get Past Sin. Now, this is the book that we want to talk about today. In this book, Silver Surfer confronts Galactus because of some things that have been popping up. It seems that he keeps being told that his soul has been tampered with. So he goes out and he confronts Galactus, who basically recreated him, so to speak, and finds out what has really happened to him. Now, the artwork in this book is done by Ron Lim, the great and wonderful Ron Lim, who did an amazing run on the Silver Surfer, probably one of my favorite Silver Surfer artists. And there are many panels that don't have any words. It's just these images of the Silver Surfer's face or Galactus's face, and they do portray just the intensity of the conversation. If you get a chance to check it out, please do. You want to come by and take a look at my copy, you're more than welcome. Just let me know. But in this, he confronts Galactus and asks him just outright, did you do something? Did you alter my very being somehow? And Galactus tells him, yeah. He says that I knew that your propensity for doing good and to saving others would not allow you to do the things that I needed you to do to find me planets that I need to eat, to live with. And the Surfer says, well, I want it taken back. You had no right to do that. Fix it. And Galactus warns him, if I do this, it's not going to be pretty, and it's not going to be comfortable. But he does it anyways. And the Silver Surfer basically is overcome and practically drowns in his own guilt and the things that he had done in service to Galactus for decades, for centuries. And it just overwhelms his senses and his mind. Now, Galactus pulls him out of it, kind of sets him upright, and says, I told you this was going to happen. The weight of what you have done is just, it's extensive. And he offers to set it back. He offers to kind of take that piece of the Silver Surfer's memory and his conscience and the guilt and remove it. And the surfer says, no, these are the things that I've done. I've got to live with it. And he goes on, and throughout the run of the series and a couple of other mini-series that comes out, he does have to confront the things that he did in the service of Galactus with no conscience and no guilt. Now, guilt is a very interesting thing. Psychologically speaking, it is an emotional response to realizing that we have compromised our own standards, or we've broken some sort of moral code that we are aware of, or that we know of, or we've instilled in ourselves. Now, that realization, that saying that I know that I have done something wrong, it can do two things. Now, it definitely convicts us, but what is the response? What is the response to the guilt itself? Do we run? Do we try to hide it? Or do we own up to it and realize that we made a mistake and admit the mistake and try to be better because of it? That conviction that we get from that guilt, it can lead us to repair relationships. It can lead us to repairing ourselves and just kind of fixing the things that may be wrong, that we maybe do on a regular basis. Ask yourself, is there anything that you have ever done that you regret, that you know was wrong, but you did it anyways, that haunts you, or that just keeps coming back up over and over in your mind? Maybe that thing just kind of picks at your brain and tells you that you're not good enough to do something else. You're not good enough to move forward. Oh, you want to do this? Well, remember that time that you did this other thing and how bad that was. So you're not a good person. That would be pretty powerful to have that guilt removed, wouldn't it? Like the Silver Surfer, to be able to say that it was gone. You don't have to worry about it. I don't think that that's completely possible. However, the Bible does tell us that that's what Jesus did when he went to the cross. And he paid to wipe away all of our past sins, to clear our conscience. It is an amazing thing to know that you don't have to worry about those things anymore. Yeah, I screwed up. I'm going to be better because of it. I'm going to be better because I know that I screwed up, and I know that it's been paid for already, and I'm not going to suffer the eternal consequences for it. Now, it's the enemy, however, that likes to keep bringing that back up, that likes to keep regurgitating that same thing. You're not good enough. You've screwed up. And we gotta just kind of push that down. What's the popular term nowadays? Not today, Satan. That's kind of the point. Jesus already took care of all that. Now, none of this is to say that there aren't consequences to our actions. We're still going to have to potentially deal with earthly consequences. If you smash into a car, you hit and run, you're still going to have to deal with the consequence of that. Particularly if you get caught. But perhaps maybe you should realize what has happened and make efforts to correct it. Again, that reconciliation of a relationship, moving forward, taking that step and saying, hey, you know what? I've hurt you. I wronged you. And I'm sorry. And I know what I did was wrong. That doesn't mean that person's going to be happy about it. But again, it's the right thing to do. Hey guys, hope we got something out of this today. If you want to start a conversation about it, again, feel free to let us know. Drop a message here. And please share this with your friends and family, or somebody that you just want to reconcile with. JLY.